of Biafra in 1967 to 70 will actually know that America was the only country that allowed the sales of Biafran literature. Recognition of Biafran sovereignty as a legal, nation. I think sovereign state of Biafra is here already because Trump has been, harping on it that recognition of Biafra is very, very paramount among all his plans in this his second coming. Biafra has been recognized already, even during the war of 1967-70. Biafra was recognized by United States. The only country that recognized United States was America. The way the United States, let me say, philanthropists across United States were handling issue of Biafra in 1967 to 70 will actually know that America was the only country that allowed the sales of Biafran literatures. All this Chukwuemeka, my friend, by Fred Forsyth, Why We Struck by Adegboyega, I think. Then Sunset at Dawn by Chukwuemeka Ike. And Making of an African Legend, a Biafra Story by Fred Forsyth. All these books were selling in quantity, in quantum in the United States of America. Actually, before now, America supported sovereign state of Biafra, and currently the work American government under Trump is doing right now to free nnamdikanu and to actualize Biafra is highly commendable. So what I'm trying to say is that Trump has gone a long way with other Biafra lobbyists in the House to uncage Mazi Nnamdikanu from the SS facilities and to actually see that the dreams of the Igbos who have been over the years marginalized by Nigerian government, comes through. So what I'm trying to say is that Trump is doing good job, very, very good job to truncate the efforts of Fulani Arabs from Islamizing both Southern and the Eastern Christians. What Trump is doing right now was exactly what Benjamin Netanyahu was actually fighting at the axis of West Bank, Golan Heights, and the Gaza. But actually, Iran fueled the fuel of conflict, at least that was going on right now in the land of Israel. But actually, with the recognition of state of Israel by United States of America, Israel has been able to edge out Hezbollah, edge out Hamas, and rest of the terrorists in the South, in the Middle East.
The President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, has officially recognized Biafra as a sovereign nation and legal entity. The movement gained traction through Simon Kpai, a key figure who started lobbying efforts for Biafra's recognition. Simon Kpai hired a professional lobbyist, Elias Garces, from Moran Global Strategies, a firm founded by former Congressman Chim Moran, to present the Biafran cause to U.S. officials. Elias Garces and Biafra Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ngozi Orabueze met in Washington, D.C. to discuss strategies for gaining official recognition from the U.S. government. The Biafran movement sought recognition through the U.S. Department of Justice by registering under the Foreign Agents Registration Act, FARA. On February 20, 2025, the Department of Justice allegedly acknowledged the United State of Biafra as a foreign nation with its own cabinet members. Todd Blanche, a close ally of Donald Trump and a key figure in the Justice Department, signed the document recognizing United State of Biafra, USB, suggesting Trump's personal involvement. The United State of Biafra is no longer just a group, but a legally recognized entity, allowing it to operate freely, hold meetings, protests, and campaigns in the U.S. As a recognized nation, United State of Biafra can now apply for financial aid and grants from the U.S. Department of Justice, which has provided over $3.2 billion in assistance to various entities. Donald Trump's official recognition of the United State of Biafra as a sovereign nation is a development that has captured my attention and stirred a mix of professional curiosity and personal reflection. I have followed this story with great interest because it is not every day that a movement, one that began as a passionate call for self-determination, transitions into a legally recognized entity within one of the world's most influential nations. This transformation is the result of years of effort, strategic planning, and the determined work of several key figures who believed in the dream of independence and self-governance for the people of Biafra. The journey toward this historic achievement began with the efforts of Simon Ekpa, a prominent activist whose tireless work in promoting the cause brought renewed attention to the decades-old aspirations for Biafran independence. Simon Ekpa's approach was both innovative and energetic. He leveraged the power of social media and public discourse to generate widespread support for the movement. His efforts resonated with many who had long felt that their voices were not being heard. However, Simon Ekpa understood that the momentum of a grassroots campaign, while essential, needed to be complemented by a more formal and professional approach to political advocacy if the movement was to gain the recognition it deserved on the world stage. With this understanding, Simon Ekpa made the strategic decision to enlist the services of Elias Gassis, a professional lobbyist associated with Moran Global Strategies, a firm founded by former Congressman Jim Moran. Elias Gassis's role was critical. His expertise in navigating the intricate corridors of political lobbying in Washington, D.C., provided the movement with the necessary tools to engage directly with influential government officials. Through careful negotiations and the preparation of extensive documentation, Elias Gassis was able to articulate the case for the United State of Biafra in a manner that was both legally sound and politically persuasive. His involvement added an element of professionalism to the movement and helped transform it from a loosely organized group into an entity that could be taken seriously by the halls of power. A pivotal moment in this process occurred when Elias Gassis met with Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the Deputy Prime Minister of the United State of Biafra. Their meeting in Washington, D.C. was not just a symbolic gesture. It represented a concrete step forward in the strategy to secure recognition from the United States government. The discussion between Elias Gassis and Dr. Ngozi Orabueze centered on utilizing established legal frameworks, particularly the Foreign Agents Registration Act, to position the movement as a legitimate political actor. By registering under this act, the movement could formally present itself as an entity with a defined purpose and structure. This legal maneuvering, though unconventional, demonstrated a creative use of the tools available within the United States legal system to meet the goals of self-determination. The culmination of these efforts came on February 20, 2025, when the United States Department of Justice officially recognized the United State of Biafra as a foreign nation, complete with its own cabinet members. This announcement was more than just an administrative decision. It was a public declaration that the movement had achieved a status that many had once thought impossible. Todd Blanche, a key figure in the Department of Justice and a close ally of President Donald Trump, was the official who signed the recognition document. His signature not only underscored the gravity of the decision, but also hinted at the personal involvement and support from the highest levels of the United States government. For those following the story, the document's formal acknowledgement marked the transformation of the United State of Biafra from a mere advocacy group into a legally recognized sovereign entity. The implications of this recognition are as profound as they are far-reaching. Before this decision, the United State of Biafra was often dismissed as a political movement with limited prospects. Now, as a recognized nation, it possesses the legal capacity to operate freely within the United States. This means that the movement can hold meetings, organize peaceful protests, conduct campaigns, and even seek financial aid and grants from government bodies. The United States Department of Justice, for instance, has a long history of supporting various entities with billions of dollars in grants and loans. and the United State of Biafra may now be eligible to benefit from such assistance. This financial support could provide the necessary resources to develop infrastructure, establish administrative systems, and implement policies that reflect the aspirations of its supporters. Reflecting on the journey so far, I find it remarkable how the aspirations for Biafran independence, rooted in historical struggles and a deep-seated desire for self-determination, have been channeled into a modern political strategy that effectively combined grassroots activism with sophisticated legal and lobbying efforts. The story of Simon Ekpa, Elias Gassis, and Dr. Ngozi Orabueze is one of determination, creativity, and a relentless pursuit of change. Their work has shown that when passionate activism is paired with professional expertise, even the most entrenched political challenges can be addressed in innovative ways. This blend of activism and strategy is what ultimately led to the signing of the official document by Todd Blanche, a gesture that has redefined the movement's status and opened up new opportunities for growth and development. The significance of the United State of Biafra's recognition extends beyond the immediate political victory. It represents a fundamental shift in the way that statehood and national sovereignty are understood in today's world. Traditionally, the creation of a nation has been a slow, complex process, influenced by historical, cultural, and geopolitical factors. However, the rapid acknowledgement of the United State of Biafra by the United States government challenges these conventional notions. It suggests that in an era marked by rapid communication, legal innovation, and global interconnectedness, the criteria for what constitutes a nation may be evolving. This development invites us to rethink the established markers of legitimacy and to consider the possibility that a community's determination and strategic use of legal tools can redefine its place in the international order. For many individuals, especially those who have long felt marginalized or overlooked by the dominant political structures, the recognition of the United State of Biafra is a moment of profound hope. It validates their long-held dreams of independence and self-governance and signals that change, even when it seems out of reach, is possible. The movement's ability to mobilize support, engage with high-level officials, and ultimately secure legal recognition is a testament to the power of collective action and the importance of having a clear, strategic vision. It also serves as an inspiring reminder that even in the face of formidable challenges, perseverance and innovative thinking can lead to transformative outcomes. At the heart of this development lies the interplay between historical legacy and modern political strategy. The aspirations for Biafran independence are deeply rooted in the historical context of Nigeria and the struggles that emerged during the Nigerian Civil War in the late 1960s. For decades, the memories of that conflict and the sense of injustice and marginalization that many felt have fueled calls for a separate Biafran identity. The contemporary movement, while drawing on these historical narratives, has also embraced new strategies and technologies to bring its message to a wider audience. Social media platforms, public demonstrations, and strategic lobbying have all played critical roles in transforming the movement from a distant memory of past strife into a dynamic force in modern politics. In examining the legal strategy employed by the movement, it is fascinating to see how existing laws, such as the Foreign Agents Registration Act, have been repurposed to serve new political ends. This act, originally designed to ensure transparency in the activities of foreign entities operating within the United States, provided a ready-made framework for the United State of Biafra to present itself as a legitimate organization with clearly defined objectives and responsibilities. By registering under this act, the movement was able to signal to the government that it was willing to abide by the established legal norms of the country. This move not only enhanced the movement's credibility, but also demonstrated a willingness to engage with the legal system rather than reject it outright. It was an innovative solution that bridged the gap between a grassroots political movement and a recognized sovereign entity. The meeting between Elias Gassis and Dr. Ngozi Orabueze in Washington, D.C. stands out as one of the most important moments in this process. Their discussion was focused on practical steps that could be taken to secure recognition, including the preparation of documentation and the development of a legal strategy that would meet the requirements of the United States government. This meeting was emblematic of the movement's broader strategy to combine the passion and energy of grassroots activism with the precision and rigor of professional lobbying and legal expertise. It was a clear demonstration of how a well-coordinated effort can bring about significant change, even in a system as complex and formidable as that of the United States government. When the United States Department of Justice announced the recognition of the United State of Biafra, it was not merely an administrative formality. It was a public declaration that resonated far beyond the walls of government offices. The signing of the document by Todd Blanche, a trusted ally of former President Donald John Trump, provided a tangible link between the movement and the highest levels of political power. For many observers, this signature was a symbol of validation, a sign that the movement had not only captured public attention, but had also earned the respect and support of influential decision-makers. It was a moment that transformed the narrative from one of hopeful aspiration to that of concrete achievement. The legal recognition of the United State of Biafra opens up numerous practical opportunities. As a legally recognized nation, the movement can now engage in activities that were previously off-limits. It can hold public meetings, stage peaceful protests, and launch political campaigns with the full backing of the law. Moreover, it now has the potential to access financial aid and grants from government agencies. The United States Department of Justice, for instance, has a long track record of supporting various entities with billions of dollars in grants and loans. This financial support could prove instrumental in building the administrative infrastructure and public services necessary for the nation to thrive. In many ways, this recognition lays the groundwork for the United State of Biafra to transition from a symbolic movement into a fully functional state that can serve the needs and aspirations of its people. I find it personally inspiring to witness how the passion of dedicated individuals and the application of innovative legal and political strategies have converged to create this historic moment. The journey of the United State of Biafra is a powerful reminder that even deeply rooted political challenges can be addressed when determination meets strategy. It is a story of resilience, creativity, and the unyielding belief in the possibility of change. For those who have long supported the cause of Biafran independence, this recognition is not just a legal victory, it is the fulfillment of a dream that has been nurtured over decades. It is a moment of validation for the struggles and sacrifices of countless individuals who have believed that their community deserved the right to self-governance and to be recognized on the international stage. Beyond the immediate political and legal implications, the recognition of the United State of Biafra carries with it deep cultural and emotional significance. For many of the people who have long identified with the Biafran cause, this development is a reclaiming of identity, a long-awaited acknowledgement that their history, struggles, and aspirations are worthy of recognition. It is an affirmation that the quest for self-determination is not a relic of the past, but a living, evolving pursuit that continues to shape the lives of those who dare to dream of a better future. This emotional resonance is one of the reasons why the story of the United State of Biafra is so compelling. It is a narrative that speaks not only to legal and political experts, but also to ordinary people who see in it the reflection of their own hopes and challenges. Of course, as with any major political development, There are also critical voices and controversies surrounding this recognition. Some critics have questioned whether the process was influenced more by personal relationships and political expediency than by a genuine commitment to the principles of self-determination. They point to the close ties between key figures in the department.
The truth is finally out. Now that the Finnish government has declared the CDS of Nigeria, Musa, a terrorist now, what is the next phase of the lie? What lies can the government tell Nigerians? Now that Samonepa is no longer in the picture, because it has always been pictured that Samonepa is the cause of insurgency in Southeast, and now that insurgency has stopped in Southeast, and now that the Finnish government has vindicated Samonepa, that those sponsoring insecurity and terrorists in the country are those some persons in the military. Now, where would CDS Musa bury his shame? Because a group of people are saying we want to exit the country. Because the Igbos are saying they are tired of the contraption called One Nigeria. That this One Nigeria, it will not work, and then it has never been working. It has been a country full of lies, propaganda, and shame. That has always been how it is from. So I am not surprised that the Finnish government has now come out to say CDS Musa is a terrorist for all the atrocities he has been, for all the atrocities he has committed, in disguise of pretending to keep one Nigeria, and that one Nigeria has caused a whole lot of catastrophe in the country. Just some days ago, a notorious bandit that was declared wanted was seen in Katsina State with top government officials going for peace talk. Between Mazi Samonepa and that terrorist, who is more deadly? But here we are today. Mazi nnamdikanu is still in detention. Kanu is still in detention because of the Igbophobia, of the hate. If Samonepa happens to be from the Fulani extraction, Samonepa would not be a terrorist. I can beat my chest because we've seen Fulani